Hello, and welcome back to Father and Son Reacts to Death Battle. First one of 2026. It's two 2000s anime characters. Ichigo from Bleach versus Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho. My brother really likes Yu Yu Hakusho. I know he tried to get you to watch it back in the day.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know. I've never watched Bleach.
I've started reading Bleach somewhat recently. Before that, this was announced. So they're probably going to spoil the crap out of it. But whatever.
Well,
it's also been done for like 10 years.
I don't know that it's currently on my radar for anime right now that we just finished.
We just finished Delicious in Dungeon,
which
was a great
awesome.
time. I would love for some fantasy anime rep, not just the generic, strong. I mean, I like a good strong boy fight anime. We're also trying to finish My Hero, but
and, I also want to go on record and say that Wonder Man.
Oh yeah,
if you haven't seen Wonder Man yet,
if this is just going to be a recommendation now, Wonder Man.
Yes.
Yeah. But. Yeah, so let's get into it, I suppose.
Perfect, let's roll.
Mm-hmm.
Ichigo Kurosaki versus Yusuke Urameshi.
The substitute Shinigami of Bleach versus the spirit detective of Yu Yu Hakusho. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their
weapons, armor, and skills.
To find out who would win a death battle. Tell me, Boomstick, what happens when we die?
Endless nothingness? Jeez, man, I don't know. We just started.
Our souls are ferried by Shinigami, gods of death, in an eternal cycle of death and rebirth.
That was my second guess.
And when a soul goes astray, warped by evil and regret, it's a Shinigami's job to purify such violent hollows and send them off to the realm of the dead, the Soul Society.
Works great, till it doesn't. Enter Ichigo Kurosaki, whose tragic anime backstory came way too early when his mom was killed by a hollow. Reason number one why you should never want your kid to be the anime protagonist.
Left with his grief, young Ichigo was crushed under the weight of survivor's guilt.
So he lashed out the only way he knew how, beating people up.
But this wound began to heal when he found his calling, upon meeting a Shinigami named Rukia. To stop a powerful hollow, she gave Ichigo her powers, rousing unseen potential within.
Boom! Just like that, Ichigo's a Shinigami.
Substitute Shinigami. To carry out his duties, Ichigo sheds his body for an invisible one made of spiritual matter called Reishi. He can wield vast amounts of spiritual energy, called Ryoku, and exert it offensively in the form of spiritual pressure, or Reiatsu.
Okay, that's a lot of big words, but all it really means is he's a superpowered
He's made of ghost energy.
With an epic sword. His spirit aura is so strong, he can stun lock foes, crushing them under his own power, even fatally.
He controls spirit matter in and around him, hardening his skin for defense and leaping off of invisible footholds in the air. Paired with speed-boosting skills like Shunpo, he can virtually fly.
Say goodbye to the kid who beat up bullies for their lunch money, and hello to the town's new superhero, with fellow Ghostbusters Orihime, Chad, and Uryu. Plus Rukia, it was the Shinigami's job to tear hollows a new hole.
While balancing responsibilities at school, of course. GPA comes first, and maybe a round or two of tech.
But it wouldn't be possible without his Shinigami blade, a Zanpakuto. It's basically a superpowered spirit that's physically a sword. Ghost Sword!
Though strangely, Ichigo's sword is composed of two distinct spirits, both named Zangetsu, which isn't confusing at all.
Just call him Old Man Zangetsu and
I've
Hollow Zangetsu.
noticed there's a lot to learn.
There's a lot of... That's one thing as I was reading it, I was like, there is a lot of proper nouns.
There's a lot to learn here.
They really wanted to flesh out the spirit world and gave everything its own definition and its own noun, and it's like... I mean, it's all variations on, like, oh, it's chi. It's all chi. That's what usually it all is in anime. But, like...
no, very impressed with the
he can
fact
turn
that
into a
there's
ghost
so
and
much
fight
history
ghosts.
and so much to learn as far as just the systems, how it comes
Well,
together.
I mean,
It's
this
very
is all
interesting.
early too.
Yeah.
This is all
including his trademark attack, the sword beam to end all sword beams. Getsuga Tensho!
Getsuga Tensho is incredibly powerful, and so effective that Ichigo developed multiple variants. He can fire it as a wave, detonate it mid-attack to act as a barrier, and combine two at once into the even stronger Getsuga Jujisho.
To cut even the biggest hollows down to size, Ichigo was ridiculously strong, even from frame 1.
He could make giant shockwaves and parry spiritual light beams from a Menos Grande. And these aren't fake, slower-than-light lasers. Guidebooks confirm they're real light, and the novels say so too.
Plus, early on, Uryu moved so fast that he left his own shadow behind.
But as Ichigo became more involved with the Soul Society, he quickly found that he wasn't good enough.
This Byakuya guy's so fast, Ichigo can't even see him. Time for a good old-fashioned training arc. Hit the music!
Until now, Zangetsu had operated only in its base state, Shikai. So Ichigo learned to release its inner power, a 10 times boost that takes most Shinigami a decade to master.
Bankai! In Bankai, his speed skyrocketed, letting him turn the tables on douchebag Byakuya. Even in Shikai, he blocked an attack that could destroy the whole frickin' Soul Society.
Because Ichigo's greatest gift is his potential to improve. Despite only being a teenager, he mastered swordsmanship well enough to thrash experts who had been training for centuries. He can quickly adapt to new weapons and styles mid-fight, surpassing his limits time and time again.
Like when he took on Catboy Grimmjow. He was getting clamped, but as soon as he heard Orihime cheering him on, that was all he needed to smash that kitty.
You mean Grimmjow, right?
Yeah, but even with that main character energy, Ichigo couldn't match Big Bad Aizen. With just a finger, Aizen stopped Ichigo's Bankai and his theme song. Rude!
Ichigo needed to tap into his unexplained hollow power. Except Hollow Zangetsu wasn't going to make it easy.
Old Man Zang's pretty chill, but this guy's a menace.
Still, Ichigo needed his help and conjured a hollow mask to expand his power. But this meant the hollow within only grew stronger.
Masked up, he can fire lasers, bypass super senses, and heal lost limbs. But piss him off enough, and he'll go full hollow. And you really don't want that.
Hollowification exceeds even Bankai, and was enough to crush Ukiura in a battle that shook all of Hueco Mundo, the world of hollows.
Full hollow Ichigo could even tear through all 3 layers of hell.
But with help from his secret Shinigami father, Ichigo continued to train for months in the Dangai, a corridor between dimensions, until he was finally ready to challenge Aizen.
Challenge is an understatement. He manhandled Aizen, shattered mountains with sheer aura, and flexed so hard he smashed out of the black coffin, which crushes space like a mini black hole.
And yet, it still wasn't enough. So by becoming Getsuga itself, Ichigo unleashed his ultimate attack, Mugetsu, defeating Aizen at the cost of all his power.
He might have saved everyone, but now it was back to Normieville.
Ichigo never truly realized until then just how much being a Shinigami meant to him. The power to protect others, his drive, his pride in himself was gone. He would give anything to get it back.
And he did, thanks to a surprise assist from Rukia. Boom! Shinigami again!
Just in time for a 1,000-year blood war with a final endgame boss, Yhwach.
Who planned to end everything. And
Oh,
while
that's
other
cool.
Shinigami
Yeah.
tried their best, only Ichigo was special enough to pull it off.
His father was a Shinigami. His mother was a member of the ancient Quincy's and possessed by a hollow. Hence, his 2 Zanpakuto spirits, one Quincy, the other hollow and Shinigami, made Ichigo a perfect union to break Yhwach's plan. Finally, Ichigo understood himself, fully unifying with both Zanpakuto spirits within. With that came a new Shikai and 2 new Zanpakuto.
True Shikai! If you thought Ichigo was strong before, oh boy, he's the strongest Shinigami alive. They're dead. Undead? Yeah.
Stronger than Kenpachi, who could split the Dangai in half. Stronger than Senjumaru, who shook heaven and earth across the realms. And strong enough to match Yhwach, even after he absorbed the Soul King.
Juiced up with Soul King power, Yhwach could nuke all 3 realms. The human world, Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo, plus the Dangai and Garganta in between, which have a bunch of pocket dimensions sprinkled in. Hell, just the Soul King's corpse sent a shockwave across all the realms.
And it's not a matter of disrupting the flow of souls. Yhwach was going to end everything through sheer power alone.
But Ichigo still wasn't done powering up.
Entering a new half-hollow form and merging his Getsuga Tencho with a mighty hollow attack.
God, they're
the
so
Grand
dense.
Raid.
Making a giant crescent slash that rips through space itself.
All that power culminating in his true Bankai. A power so great, even Yhwach was scared of it.
Joke's on you! Ichigo didn't even need it! You're done!
Ichigo was finally content. And 10 years later, he remains a Shinigami, having found the courage to stand on the edge of life and death, conquer his fears, and walk onward.
Wow, that is so much backstory. So much. That's more backstory. And
he's half angel and he's half
capabilities.
demon. He's half angel and he's half demon. That's the easy way.
I'm shocked. We've watched every one of these, and this one there was so much information that was drawn out in that one little bit.
I mean that's the thing about these. These could be way longer. It's just that they kind of want them to be under a half hour.
Yeah, I know, but that seemed like there was a lot of stuff there.
I don't think Yusuke is as complex.
No,
I have no idea what they want to do with their life. However, that was hardly a problem for juvenile delinquent Yusuke Urameshi, because he only ever wanted to do one thing.
Throw hands! It don't matter who the ops are, be they women, old folk, or babies, Yusuke lived to fight. It's what gave life meaning. Who cares about stupid things like friends and family?
Which is why
he likes Ritual Fighter, which makes him a good competition to Ichigo, who likes Tekken.
Car to save a child, bringing that reckless life to a screeching halt.
Truck-kun claims another victim.
But this is chapter 1 of a battle shonen, so death is hardly the end.
Surprisingly, though, it wasn't a spooky skeleton in a hood who arrived to claim Yusuke's soul. It was a blue-haired anime girl on a broomstick.
This was Botan, whose job was to ferry Yusuke's newly deceased spirit off to the afterlife.
Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for him, he was such an asshole that the underworld didn't see his selfless death coming and didn't have any space prepared for him. Imagine being such a menace to society that the second you do something nice, hell itself gets caught with his pants down.
So the underworld surrogate king, Koenma, offered Yusuke an alternative. He could return to life as an agent of the afterlife, a spirit detective, solving supernatural crimes and fighting off demonic threats to humanity.
Naturally, Yusuke did what anyone would do in that situation, and told Satan Jr. to stuff it! I mean, he was never really good for anything, and no one was gonna miss him, so what's the point of coming back to life? It's not like his mom would be sad, or his childhood sweetheart Keiko would be heartbroken, or even his rival Kuwabara would shed manly tears. Oh man.
At the sight of loved ones who cared far more than he ever expected, Yusuke had a change of heart and accepted Koenma's offer, returning to life with a new purpose and a new job.
And newfound ass-kicking ability. In his quest to beat the dog shit out of demonkind, Yusuke learned to harness Reiki, or spirit energy. He's ridiculously strong, fast, and durable, heals from wounds quickly, and can see spirits invisible to mortal men.
Even early on, Yusuke could parry Suzaku's lightning arrows, which are formed from real lightning called down from the sky. And with the help of
that's
legendary
lightning.
warrior
That's
Genkai,
not light.
he mastered a signature move that could blast anyone to smithereens.
My favorite shonen move ever, the Spirit Gun. At first, Yusuke had a limited number of shots, but eventually he turned it into his personal WMD. Stronger than any weapon on Earth, he could go finger blasting around as much as he wants.
The Spirit Gun is more versatile than it appears. Yusuke can bounce it off surfaces for sneak attacks, propel himself around like a rocket in flight, and produce massive explosions with each shot.
He can twist it up for a Spirit Shotgun, a mighty AoE blast, or a Spirit Punch, where he keeps the energy stored in his fists and clobbers the hell out of you. And the Spirit Wave, a Kamehameha from before we uncultured Americans knew what a Kamehameha was.
Yusuke may be a punk, but he's deceptively skilled and cunning in battle.
He's not afraid to fight dirty, throwing his shoes, using sleight of hand to place cigarettes on his foe to track them in the dark.
Personally, I'd call that smart. And his hand-to-hand is A+. He's matched experts like Kabano, who's said to have mastered all forms of martial combat.
But his best secret is how quickly he improves. All it takes is a round of training or someone threatening his friends, and Yusuke's power will spike to match stronger enemies, even if it means literally burning through his own life force for a power-up.
All known demons and demon fighters are individually ranked on a scale of power from E to S.
E and D class demons are nothing special. We're talking local threats at best. C and B are getting a bit dicey in a destroy your city kind of way. A and S? Well, hold on to your ass. We're talking end of the world.
As Yusuke forged bonds with new allies, like demons Hiei and Kurama, as well as his old pal Kuwabara, he found himself facing opponents he couldn't beat, such as the monstrous Toguro, who could vaporize weaker demons and crush their souls with sheer aura.
But Yusuke needed to survive.
Well, these are kind of the same show, aren't they?
So he had no choice but to rank up, even if it meant absorbing the power of a small star. Thanks, Genkai!
Our sun has an average luminosity of 380 septillion watts, or joules per second. Small stars like red dwarfs output about 1/10,000th of that. So this spirit orb's energy per second would equal about 9 million megatons of TNT.
Enough to send Toguro to the grave.
Even after pushing past his own limits, Yusuke would still need more power to face S-class threats like Sensui, a past spirit detective gone bad, and a great measuring stick for what top-tier demons are capable of.
Sensui was so yoked, he couldn't even use all his power in the human world without threatening to bring down the whole thing. He compared destroying the whole goddamn planet to kicking an anthill.
According to Genkai, Yusuke could destroy the planet too, if he really wanted. And even A-class threats like King Enma have shaken both the demon and human worlds.
That anima guy is strong as balls. In the past, he fought the Netherworld King Yakumo, who could eradicate the entire human world and remake.
When we say
Netherworld.
human world, do
Yusuke's
we say,
powers
or do we
surpassed
meaning
both of them,
planet,
to the point
or
where
we
he
say meaning
overloaded Yakumo
universe?
with his own energy. And do keep in mind, Yusuke was still only A-class at the time, a far cry from S-classes like Sensui, whose sacred energy was 10 times his superior.
But not for
I gotta
long,
believe
sucker,
that
'cause
it's
turns
universe.
out Yusuke was a demon
I don't think it
himself.
is.
I know, but
Yusuke is the
I mean,
descendant of
he
an
talks
ancient
about
and
such a
incredibly
broad
powerful being, one of the
variety of the
strongest in
demons.
existence, Ryzen, the Demon King.
With his Bazoku mark, Yusuke can channel Ryzen's
he
spirit
only
for
did
a
use
huge
the
power boost
sons
and
as
a massive
reference
for
points.
murder boost.
They were not as
This is
explicit
first
with
taste of a dangerous new
Ichigo's.
type of spirit
They said,
energy.
like, he beat this
Yoki,
whole area
A
with
form of
pocket
energy
dimensions in
used
it,
by
and,
a
like,
demon.
that's...
Like normal
you know,
Reiki,
like-
it can be amplified by intense emotions. Unlike normal Reiki, its use creates a pleasurable feeling, feeding into the user's rage and bloodlust, the feral animal within.
So Yusuke upgraded his spirit gun to a demon gun. It's the same thing, but red. Oh, and it's strong enough to blast Sensui past the horizon, putting Yusuke's power firmly in S-class.
And making him a prime candidate to rule the demon world. But as he was thrust into a tournament vying for that throne, Yusuke began to wonder if all this power was what he really wanted.
Self-reflection? From I'll kick your ass, Yusuke Urameshi? Nah, we
Nice.
can worry about that later. There's a tournament to win. Which one of you, girl, baby, or grandparents is first?
Even then, as Yusuke took on the Demon King Yomi in an epic final battle, he was still growing. He had become far stronger than before, even achieving a unique version of the Mozoku form separate from Ryzen's influence.
And a brand spanking new form of power. Kinda like Sensui's sacred energy, but even better. It's so unprecedented, it doesn't even have a name, but it's golden glowy.
Strong enough to clash with Yomi, creating an explosion that split the heavens above and decimated the Okunin tree below, pushing the Demon King himself to
That's gonna
his
get measured in the
absolute
verdict.
limits.
Yeah,
But then
no, so far,
Yusuke
I
lost.
think Ichigo's
It's
got this.
Not all bad,
Really?
though. Even
Yeah.
if being
I was
king
gonna
would've
go
been cool,
down the
Yusuke
opposite
realized
direction.
he
Okay.
wanted
I think
something
Yusuke-
more. He'd grown up and
I mean, I
chose
think
to
that the
walk a new
backstory
path.
It was always
Is
Yusuke's
not as good
connections
with
others
Yusuke.
that motivated
There's
him
more
above all else.
explicit,
And
like,
it was
Yeah.
like
those
world building in the
connections that
demon
he
world and
found
the
his
human.
happy
Whereas
ending.
this feels.
it seems like a better story. This seems like a
Get him in
tougher
the
guy.
right mood, or threaten the human world, and the spirit detective will beat your stupid ass.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but Yusuke seems to
Long
me
has his
like
return been foretold,
way-
but now, finally, it is
way more
reborn.
powerful.
The original Death Battle shirt that once
Oh,
dominated
nice.
the world. Hell yeah, there's no better way to wear a blood spatter on your chest.
We've restored the original shirt.
looking
to
over at
the
the,
materials,
Yeah,
and
we
it's
don't have
available
a-
now
we don't
I
have
don't
a
think I
shirt.
have a shirt. I mean,
No.
That's our website.
I do.
and
People
that's
do tell me I
also
look good in
picture.
black,
There's
but I
a
don't
bunch
think
of
I
other
could
merch
wear a
there,
shirt
like
that says
this
death on
awesome
it to
Mecha
work.
Goose hoodie, just
No,
about
you-
like the
yeah.
Gooses get it.
I wouldn't-
Website members can also
working
see
at
the
a
entire
school
Death Battle archive.
does not.
Stop doxing me.
Yes.
More behind the
I didn't
scenes
say what
videos.
type of
Like,
school it
did you know
was.
our research
I
team
know.
wrote up a massive blog all about the science
School
of
of
Ash versus
Fish.
Yugi? Wait, I
No.
lied. They wrote up two.
Click the link below to support the show, look behind the
I
scenes,
do
and
like the
get
fact
cool
that
merch
all we
at
have to do today,
deathbattle.gg.
as far as making sure that they get their plugs,
All right, the combatants
is
are set, and we've run
Buy the
through
merch.
all possibilities.
buy the merch.
It's time
It's
for
worth
a
it.
Death battle.
Okay, so I'm Ichigo, you're Yusuke.
Yep.
Okay,
Go Yusuke.
go Ichigo. Sprite, it's been a while. It's like glitching out a little bit. Maybe I should turn down the...
No, it's fine. I haven't noticed it.
Okay,
Yeah, just let it go.
That's a demon. That's a hollow. No doubt about it.
Why wouldn't he start with the demon gun?
We gotta ramp up.
He should be able to beat him in a fist fight as well.
Oh my god, did you shoot him in the crotch?
I said crotch, by the way, people.
They're 20 minutes into the video.
Chump change.
Reckless idiot!
What a baby! Little demon energy got you scared? Nah.
This is a good matchup, though.
They're very similar.
Yeah.
Yetsuga! Yujisho!
Two at once? Damn, why didn't I think of that?
Give in to me, Yusuke. Let's devour him together.
Hell no! This is my fight, jackass! You just hold me back!
Like the rotoscoping.
Yeah.
Yeesh, rude awakening. This one's a piece of work. Need a hand, partner? Let's do it. Like old times.
On! Cut! Tensa! Sangetsu!
Is that the best you can do?
It is
I can go
interesting that
even
the sword
faster
does
if you
have
like.
personalities. Yeah.
Hell yeah! Bring it on, asshole! I'll kill you even if it kills me! I'm putting it all on the line! You better do the same! Screw that!
The lightning, but we already know
Yeah.
the capability of.
I mean, Ichigo is faster at a base. Like, that's just true. Right?
Give me a freaking break.
Yep, you got it.
See you on the other side.
KO! You, think the afterlife offers frequent flyer miles?
There's a lot to cover here, so let's break this down into 4 chapters, starting with their abilities.
Yusuke could see Ichigo no problem, and resist auras like Taguro's that are similar to Reiatsu, so Ichigo couldn't cheese a win right away.
Otherwise, Yusuke was outmatched. Sure, the Spirit Gun could potentially match the Getsuga Tensho, and he had stat-boosting forms like the Mizoku. Ichigo, however, had more varied powers, a better healing factor, greater stamina given
I was
That was
gonna say he could
obvious. There
heal.
was so many
And all those
powers.
swords. He just had
I mean,
way
it's
more
probably
abilities to
worth
play
a
with.
watch just
Likewise,
to try to
speed
understand.
was a fairly easy call. Yusuke could react to lightning early on,
Yeah.
and obviously got much faster over time. Looking at this blast from his clash with Yomi, it erupted upwards at 57% the speed of light.
But Ichigo was faster than light from the start, and he's gotten faster too. He couldn't even see Byakuya at first, but blitzed him in the rematch. Plus, he's got tons of training and power-ups since then.
The Soul King Shockwave, for example, expanded across the realms at thousands of times light speed, and Ichigo reacted to attacks from Soul King Yuhabak that utilized the same power. So, Ichigo takes speed. But Yusuke's fought plenty of foes faster and more varied than him, so it's extremely important to examine their tactics and ability to adapt mid-fight.
This is kind of both their things. Ichigo has styled on guys with centuries of training and has over a decade of experience as a Shinigami. He's pretty good at figuring out new weapons and styles.
Meanwhile, Yusuke was flexible and quick to adapt, mixing cleverness with exceptional hand-to-hand. He's good enough to match Kabano, who mastered every martial art. Ichigo's decent at hand-to-hand, but it's not his go-to in the same way.
So, both had their strong suits, with advantages on each side. It's fair to call this one a draw.
Leaving only the biggest winning factor, which could have superseded all other advantages: power.
Between Sensui, Genkai, and Enma, Yusuke could definitely destroy the planet. Examining his sky-splitting clash with Yomi and measuring its scale, that's about 4 quadrillion megatons of TNT. which is crazy.
Similarly, mid-series Ichigo could shake Huecomundo, tear through hell, and block attacks that could destroy the Soul Society. But at his peak, he beat Yhwach, who could destroy several realms, which is far more impressive than just
Told
one.
you that.
To be fair, Yusuke
Definitely,
also beat
it was
Yakumo,
larger
who
than
threatened
just
2
Earth.
realms at the same time. Pretty close to Yhwach's threatening 3.
And Yusuke far surpassed Yakumo afterward. The gap between him and Sensui alone was 10 times. So there could be an argument for Yusuke's power surpassing Ichigo if 3 realms was truly Ichigo's limit.
Fortunately for Ichigo, it's not. Yhwach was also gonna destroy the Garganta, which has at least 29 pocket dimensions inside it.
Each containing at least a planet and star, much larger than Yusuke's planet-sized worlds. Plus, Ichigo matched Yhwach in True Shikai, without his additional boost from Half Hollow and True Bankai.
As always with Death Battle, there's arguments either way. But the way we see it, even being generous with Yusuke's power and conservative with Ichigo's, the gap was just too big, giving Ichigo the
Wow, that's a
final
pretty
edge.
clear
Yeah,
vision.
It's got her a messy, but that's just how Ichigo's.
The winner is Ichigo Kurosaki.
All right.
Nice.
Next time on
Well, this will be
Death
one of the
Battle.
ones.
Do we know?
Oh. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, nice.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
That's
That'll
a
be fun.
That'll be a fun
And so
one.
is our new tabletop gaming channel, Nightly Brew. We've got everything on there from Uno to Dungeons and Dragons.
All right. Thanks for watching. Thank
Hey.
you guys for watching.
Yeah. It was
Oh,
awesome.
I should do the Ichigo doesn't have
spirit
one.
gun?
Ichigo
Whoa.
doesn't like have like one though. He doesn't have an easy to copy one.
Yes.
I
could do
I need something for the thumbnail.
2. Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, there we go. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in a couple months.
There's only a minute or two. Let's
Let the video go.
let's let them run out their
Their
And
ad?
three
Their
special
ads.
promise?
New Blood on the Clock
Because-
Tower airing right now. So come join us at the Nightly Brew. Click the thing. Check us out.
We look forward to it all the time.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.